10 most insane transportations of all time. As much as not every fantastic thing cannot be included in the Guinness Book of World Records, some efforts are surely worth mentioning. Among them is the genius ways people have employed in moving insanely monstrous items no one could ever imagine as being possible. Today in this video, we'll show you 10 of the most insane transportation of all time. Of course, with the use of specialized machines and a bit of physics, you will be amazed at what excellent planning can do in the last topic. Keep watching and find out. But before we begin, could you do us a favor and click on the subscribe button? Ready for surprises? Let's get it on. Number 1. Power Station Transformer. In 2013, passerby were treated to a rare show after witnessing the transportation of a power station transformer weighing an astonishing 640 tons. The gigantic load was being moved from Didcot Power Station to Avonmouth docks in the UK. As expected, the load brought the motorway traffic to a standstill, with tailbacks stretching to over 13 miles. This landmark transportation was acknowledged as the biggest logistical project the UK has ever witnessed. The supercargo is measured 100 meter long and 5 meter wide, took over 9 months to plan and execute. 2 lanes of the M4 had to be blocked off to accommodate the 4 miles per hour snail pace of the cargo, and a team of logistical experts thronged the route to oversee smooth sailing of the power station transformer. Number 2. Gray whale. Whales, the biggest living animal today, might not be as massive as power station transformers, but they surely have some considerable weight, especially when transported in the open air. In 1997, an orphaned baby gray whale was saved from the jaw's death off the coast of California. The alien sea animal was nursed back to health at the SeaWorld in San Diego, and after making a full recovery, was hoisted onto the U.S. CHC Conifer and released back into its natural habitat. The baby whale weighed about 20,000 pounds, so it had to be lifted by a crane onto a truck nicely fitted with a foam rubber bed to reduce the impact of the load. To keep the onlookers on the check, the police motorcade had to escort the truck to the coast to ensure its safety. The incident remains one of the most notable abnormal loads in the history of freight delivery. Number 3. Desalinization Unit. This remains on record as the heaviest item ever transported on road, and it happened in the Middle Eastern country of Saudi Arabia. The historical movement occurred in 2012. A company known as Al Majdoui organized the construction, assembly, delivery, and installation of the water desalinization unit. To create a picture of how massive this unit was, well, as big as a football pitch. The unit was assembled 4,700 miles away in Korea before being ferried to Saudi Arabia. The project scale meant a purpose-built port had to be created in Saudi Arabia to unload 8 evaporator units totaling a staggering 41,000 metric tons. Number 4. The Statue of Liberty. This colossal neoclassical sculpture reminds anyone who steps foot in the Big Apple that he is within the borders of America's most expensive city. This iconic symbol was built in France by a sculptor identified as Frederick Auguste Bartholdi. After completing its creation, the monumental piece had to be transported to New York. This was 1885. To make the movement possible, the statue had to be disassembled into 214 wooden crates before being signed off for ocean shipment to the USA. On arrival to New York, it was reassembled and erected where it stands to this day. Weighing in at around 450,000 pounds, it required months of detailed planning and a whole team of experts to ensure the transportation sailed through without significant hitches. Number 5. Space Shuttle. Most of the time you'll bump into Hollywood stars in the streets of Los Angeles, but rarely will you witness an entire retired space shuttle being ferried across the city. In October 2012, the residents of LA were left oozing disbelief after seeing a retired giant space shuttle being dragged across the city. The Space Shuttle Endeavour made a 12-mile creep on a 160-wheeled carrier. It was being transported to California Science Center in South Los Angeles. Guess how much that move cost? A brisk $10 million. The gigantic space bus sat nicely on top of a Toyota Tundra covering 6 lanes on October 12, 2012. It drew thousands of onlookers who were busy taking pictures and recording videos. Number 6. Gas-powered generator. The world's largest cargo plane, the Antonov An-225 Mira, was initially designed to transport Russian space shuttle, But in 2009, it went on a detour to Armenia, carrying a massive load of a gas-powered generator. It delivered the generator that weighed an unimaginable 418,834 pounds, the heaviest ever cargo shipment by air. The record-breaking shipment required the Antonov's 6 turbines to carry the payload from Frankfurt in Germany to Yanovet in Armenia. At the destination airport, a team from the Guinness Book of World Records was waiting to hand the team a certificate. Number 7. Turbine engine. Texas is known to be the haven for horses. In fact, horseback riding competitions are more popular than Halloween. But that doesn't mean they don't have the right roads that can transport absolutely humongous loads. In 2010, the biggest road transportation in the region took days in the streets of Texas, a process that was carried out by a logistics company known as TxDOT. The Toshiba steam turbine being moved weighed a massive 1.7 million pounds and had to be moved from the port of Houston to a power plant in Riesel east of Waco. The weight of the load meant the carrier was only able to cover only 10 miles a day, a perfect description of what you'd call crawling. The problem is the whole journey meandered across 250 miles, meaning the process took close to a month and the load passed across a whopping 82 bridges. The steam turbine engine that measured 39 feet wide and 8 feet high was hoisted on a custom rig with 520 tires. It took months of planning, but eventually everything went according to plan. Number 8. Kilo-class submarine. Submarines are massive, complex machines that spend a fair share of their time under the blue waters, but once in a while they can be seen on the road. As recent as July 2020, a Kilo-class Iranian submarine weighing a staggering 2,300 tons was moved by road, creating a glittering excitement among those who witnessed the event. The Russian-made sub measured 230 feet long by 32 feet wide and have a water displacement of about 3,000 tons. The massive boat was being moved to Bandar Abbas, the main naval base in Iran. Number 9. A home. A historic home that had sat on a dock in Easton, Maryland for several days was finally moved through a 50-mile journey to Queenstown. But do not be mistaken, it's not every day that you will wake up and decide to plug off your home and move to a new location. It requires grilling planning and execution skills. The mansion was constructed in 1764 for newlyweds William Nicola and Henrietta Maria. In 2017, the home was bought by Christina Neely for about $500,000, and she planned to refurbish it for her parents, but there was a problem. The home sat 50 miles away from her parents' rural home, so it had to be moved. The logistics of moving a house by road proved to be daunting. The planning took 2 years, and after the years of planning, it took 4 nights to cover 6 miles through the town. It was then moved 50 kilometers by water to its newest location. Quite frankly, I hope Christina's parents appreciated her efforts to get their house home. Number 10. Mong G2 Magnet. The summer of 2013 saw this massive electromagnetic ring moved from Brookhaven National Laboratory to a laboratory in Fermilab, a logistic process that was eventually hailed as groundbreaking. The transportation was carried out 10 years after the machine had ceased working. Moving across the woods of Long Island to the plains near Chicago, the gigantic electromagnet had to be transported in one piece. It could not be tilted or twisted even a degree off so that it could have led to an imbalance, resulting in irreparable damage within the complex wiring inside. The transportation of the 54-foot magnet covered 3,200 miles and galloped untouched 35 days. The team involved definitely did some exemplary job there. Did you enjoy our video? Click on the subscribe button for more of our incredible videos. Give us a like and share the video.